Love you. It's a huge hornet's nest right here. I smashed a big one by accident earlier this year, and I got stung like 50 times in a couple minutes. Hey guys, so this is a little spot I made. This is a really cool lake. It's called Bell Lake. It's a crown land lake, kind of back in the bush. It's surrounded by really steep hills, small mountains all the way around. Other than this spot right here, this is like one of the only flat spots. And there's nowhere really super good to camp. It's like flat, but it's marshy, and when it rains a lot, it gets really wet here, and it's very uneven. So I haven't built it yet, but I'm starting to build a raised bed between these two trees here. I'm not using any cordage. I've got it staked out, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put these across my stringers here, obviously, and then that'll be the base of the bed, and then I'll put my padding on top of that, and I'm going to use that as a way to sleep and not have to worry about it raining and then the ground getting soaked and me getting soaked. And then I'm going to use a tarp roof with a paracord ridgeline for now. I'm only cutting down trees that are already dead, like just sort of fresh standing deadwood. And if I can't, I'm trying to, if I can't get all the wood I need from that, my plan is to just cut down trees that basically have no chance of making it because they're just too crowded by bigger trees. This one has a ton of knots in it, so instead of using my knife as a draw knife and coming towards me, I'm just kind of doing it this way because the knots take a little bit of hacking at to debark them and just kind of clean them up a bit so they're not pointy and pokey. So basically, I got here at like 4 o'clock, and it gets dark pretty early now because of the daylight savings time, and it's getting close to winter. So I'm gonna run out of daylight probably in less than an hour. So I'm just gonna motor through and get this bed done. I still got a little more to go, but just so you kind of know what I'm doing here, so each end of the log, because they're all tapered, has like a fatter end and a slightly narrower end. This log, this end's a little bit fatter than this end. So I'm just alternating them. So this, actually, I think I had that one wrong, but this end's a narrow end, this end's a fat end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go fat end, narrow end. And then I'm just gonna keep doing that as I go down, just to kind of keep it somewhat level. Also, this end here is a slightly lower than this end up here. It's got a very slight incline. So I'm gonna put my thicker logs at this end and my narrow ones at this end to try and make it kind of level. And then lash it down and throw a bunch of spruce boughs on top for padding. And then I'm gonna throw a ground sheet over that. And then that's gonna be my bed. Okay guys, so I didn't videotape it because I lost a lot of light and I had to do most of this in the dark, just a headlamp. But I got the bed platform done. You can kind of see the bottom of it here, and I piled a bunch of spruce boughs on top of it going across this way, just because it has a little more spring that way and it makes it like a better bed. And then I'm going to cover this with my ground sheet. Then to sleep in, I've got 2 wool blankets here. And that's basically it. A beaver just scared the daylights out of me. I was going down to the water to get water for the rice, and there's a beaver like right there, right where I was, and he splashed with his tail as I was there. It freaked me right out. So I've got chaga tea. It's cold chaga tea. I love it that way. I just boil it, make tea, and then I just let it cool and put it in there. It's awesome. And I forgot. So I forgot to bring a fork and a spoon. So kind of lame. Rice is pretty good though. I forgot to bring a fork and a spoon, and I forgot to bring my lights for filming at night. You can charge them through a USB port, and I have power banks here to charge them, but I forgot the cords so I'm gonna have to limit my filming at night and try and get everything done in the daytime, which is kind of sucks, but it should be fine. I only like these camping. Anywhere else they're disgusting. They're only good camping. Here's my spoon I made. It's pretty rough, but I didn't have a spoon knife, so I kind of had to coal burn the center out. It works though. The squirrels are basically taunting me. That could be my dinner, but I'm gonna try and finish this first, and then I'm gonna see if I can find something to eat. So I've got this top pole tied down here, and it's sandwiching all these my slats, my bed slats down, so that over here, when I use this as a bench and sit down on it, they don't lift up and, you know, like make a mess. And then I'm putting more the spruce boughs down. I put like nowhere near enough down last night. I was kind of like, it was dark and I was in a hurry, so I'm gonna put a lot more down this time. But I don't think I'm gonna put another pole on this side. I don't think it really needs it. I didn't tie down any of these last night and they were fine. They didn't move around. So just to save cordage and time, I'm gonna go without that. And that way it's more comfortable to use as a bench too. You don't have that top pole going across here. If that doesn't get you excited for Christmas, I don't know what will. So I got this tarp just a while ago. This is from Texas Bushcraft. They're based out of Austin, Texas. And this is a pretty sweet tarp so far. I really like it. It's ripstop nylon shell. And then it's got some really nice tie outs here. Box stitching, which is what you want. All the edges have a nylon seam. And then it's Mylar reflective coated on the inside. So this has been a pretty good tarp. It's the best Mylar tarp I've had so far. It reflects the heat from the fire really well, so you get a more efficient fire. And then it reflects your body heat a bit. And it's SPF 50, so that's the best sun protection, UV protection you can get. So it's good all year round, but it's definitely a good cold weather tarp for sure. It helps you reflect that fire and have a really efficient fire. And I did the whole tarp with just this toggle idea here, where I put a toggle through the slat and put the tie out through the slats, and then put the toggle through the tie out. So it's just a little wind deflector to kind of block the wind coming off the lake from just like turbocharging my fire so much, making the sparks go everywhere, and then it just makes it burn out super fast. It's burning like crazy hot. So I didn't cut down anything live for that. That's all just dead stuff I found. Most of it's standing deadwood that I found around. And I'm gonna try and hunt down some rocks to put in front of that. And just kind of keep it from catching on fire and to reflect the heat from the fire more. This will reflect the heat from the fire, but rocks are a little better. Way better than that one. So I built this other wind deflector here just to kind of stop the wind coming in through here and turbocharging the fire, and just to kind of block some of the wind coming into camp there. And also because I'm probably getting addicted to this and just need to stop building this stuff and do something else. I just sunk down like 2 feet in the ground here. These are Easter eggs. Just kidding, it's smooth swoop. So there's no way I'm going to be able to carry the rocks from where they are to the canoe because the ground's super marshy. Like you're just, if I had any extra weight on top of what I weigh, I'd be getting stuck all the time. Or I would just be sinking in the marsh. So I'm going to hop in the canoe, do a little bit of exploring, but I might not be able to get the rocks. I kind of have to accept that. Okay guys, so camp's basically done. We got a raised bed platform on the only flat area really around this lake that isn't like marsh, and this area does become pretty wet if it rains a lot. It's a lot of moss, and you'll get like soaking wet moss beds and stuff like that, and they'll be sinking if you step in them. So we got the raised platform so that if we get a ton of rain overnight or something, you don't wake up soaking wet in a flood. We used mostly trees that were already dead and peeled them, standing deadwood, like fresh standing deadwood. I did cut down a couple live trees, but they were growing so close to big trees that they were punky at the bottom, and their top branches, the only branches that still had buds on them, were all tangled up in the big tree, and I just really didn't see them making it. So but those, I think there was only 2 or 3 of those that I cut down. This one was one of them. And yeah, so that was that. And we used very, very, very little cordage just to tie down that pole on the other end that's holding these slats from like popping up from me sitting on them. So that and the fire reflectors. So I wanted to do a whole bunch of hunting on this trip. I really didn't have time. This took me way longer than I thought it would. And, you know, if I think about it, that's probably, you know, a reasonable amount of time. The bushcraft stuff always takes time. Takes a lot of time. I just had high expectations. So I am going to come back here. This spot's not far from a logging road. They plowed it last year because they logged all winter here. If they do it again this year, I'm absolutely coming back here in like late February when it's minus 30, minus 35, maybe minus 40 Celsius. And we're going to do some ice fishing. Fishing wasn't open, but there is lots of brook trout in this this lake. This is a spring-fed lake. And we'll do some ice fishing for brook trout and have another camp out here in cold. I could totally build like a lean-to shelter for the roof for the wintertime. I just can't do that because this isn't my property, and the law here is that I am actually allowed to build a shelter. The walls and the roof have to be able to come down after 21 days. I'm allowed to camp one spot for 21 days. And so this shelter is totally fine. When I take the tarp off and all my stuff off, it's fine. They might, I don't know, they could say that the fire reflectors are walls. I really don't think they would. And that's all dead. I didn't cut anything live for that. But I don't think they would. But basically, I'm obeying the law here. But when I come in the wintertime, if there's enough dead, you know, fallen over spruce trees that still have boughs and everything kind of works out, or low-hanging boughs and, you know, some trees I can use for poles, I'll probably build a lean-to in the winter, camp here, and then after 21 days just take it down, and that way I'm not doing anything wrong, and it would be a cool camping experience for the wintertime. Sorry, I forgot to record it, but I had this coal here in this tin can, my garbage, with a bunch of ashes on top of it, just banking the coal, so it stayed smoldering. Spruce and reishi mushroom tea. If that doesn't make you feel like Christmas, I don't know what will. Hey guys, so it's morning, and shelter worked pretty good for the second day in a row. It was almost a little too airtight the way I had it. I had to like loosen it up just a little bit to have some ventilation in there, but it worked pretty good. It was better than the first night. I got it honed in there for the second night at least. The Mylar coated Texas bushcraft tarp worked really well. It's not going to be like drastically warmer than a normal tarp. I think they try and oversell the Mylar coating, but I did feel like it was probably a little bit warmer. It did reflect some body heat, so that was good. And the Mylar coating works awesome for reflecting heat from the fire. So that it was all good in that aspect. The wool blanket, it's getting a little cold for the wool blankets now. Like, I have all my clothing on, and I slept like that. It's probably getting, it was like -2, -3 all night, and degrees Celsius below freezing. And it's probably getting down, like I should probably start busting out the down sleeping bag now. But it worked for this trip. And yeah, I'm not going to do a lot of hunting. I was all eager to get up early and go hunting, but I haven't laid on this shelter by the fire with like the front tarp open, just looking at the fire yet, and I feel like I kind of just want to do that this morning and just take it easy. So I hope you guys all have an awesome day, and you enjoy the video. Any advice for future videos or things I could have done different? I'm just learning, so don't be afraid to let me know. Hope you guys have an awesome day.